and that allows Futura to get there. There's the Ice Machine lugs in late, and Futura will capitalize. On the post, big salute from Bernard Fayd'herbe. They pull it out the fire. Ice Machine game in defeat. He gave his all. Legislates back third with Helderberg Blue, but he has a terrific shot. Ice Machine, he drifts in the last 75, and that's going to allow Futura to nab him. There you'll see Anton Marcus trying to keep him as straight as possible. He's got the sabre in the right. He's got the reins twisted with his left hand there, but you're going to find Futura. He only wins by a whisker, but the number will go in. Number 1, Futura. From number 3, Ice Machine. Legislate having a right royal battle with Helderberg Blue. Back to the studio. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen a scintillating finish with number 1, Futura, getting his nose down on the wire. Number 3, Ice Machine, 2, Legislate, and 10, Helderberg Blue, looking to wind up. Futura is the son of Dynasty from the Justin Snaith stable, bred by Guy Murdoch for Messrs. Freeman, Mitchell, Drakenstein Stud, Mrs. Rupert. Bernard Fayd'herbe got Futura to lift late on, and just when Ice Machine had the advantage, he started to shift in, and Futura got his nose down to deny. In the winner's box, number 1, Futura.
Well, we were just entertained to a thrilling finish in the Grade 1 Champions Cup. Futura, number 1, Justin Snaith, Bernard Fayd'herbe. Number 3, Ice Machine, Charles Laird and Anton Marcus. But there could only be one victor, and this horse has ran his heart out today, showing that he's a tremendous racehorse, as he's shown throughout the season, winning the Queen's Plate and the JNB Met. And he's certainly put his best foot forward today. Joining us for the presentation, Chairman of Gold Circle, Mr. Robert MOV. But first up, let's have a chat to the winning jockey, Bernard Fayd'herbe. Tremendous race, Bernard.
Yes, thank you very much. Just thank you to the whole team. It's just nice to be back on this champion. Hard to lose a ride like this, but it's just a real privilege to be back on him. I had like a really nice race. I positioned well, I thought, and coming into the straight, I knew it's going to have to be a good one to come and get me. And the 2 horses shot past, and he wasn't quite ready for me to let him go. So I was getting into him slowly, and then the last 200, I was like, come on, boy, now you're going to have to get there. And I saw Anton, and I was like, oh my God, why do I have to take him on in the last 50 meters? So I was like, Futura, you're going to have to help me out, boy. And he dug down deep. A lot of credit to the horse, to Justin, and to all the lovely owners. It's just a privilege to be associated with such great horses. And thank you to all the sponsors, to Ralph especially, that manages the track. I know they've had a hard time on this track. I came here yesterday and I ran around and I was like, geez, they've done a good job. And yeah, just thank you very much to everyone. It's a real privilege.
This horse won this race last year and he's defended his title with aplomb. I think you said it all about the heart, guts and courage that he's shown. You get on exceptionally well with him, Bernard, and a fantastic ride.
Yeah, thank you very much. You know what, this also all got to do with his preparation. Justin didn't quite know the horse, and he got to know the horse. And if you looked at this horse in the parade ring today, I mean, he just looked outstanding. Well done to him and his whole team.
Well done to the winning jockey, who is Bernard Fayd'herbe, and joining the chairman, ambassador of KZN Racing, Mr. Bill Lambert. Next up, let's have the winning trainer, Justin Snate, and Burden touched on it, a horse that arrived at his yard not too long ago. He's had a few months now to work with him, and he's obviously a horse that you've got to know with time, Justin.
Look, it hasn't been easy. It was quite a sudden thing to start with a horse that Brett has done so well with. And after the July, I was a little bit disappointed, and I phoned Brett and had a short chat to him. And he loves this horse, and he was so nice we could have a chat. And he gave me a little bit of advice. I thought he was a bit big in the July, but this horse so deserves this. He's come up here to Durban. He's done all the groundwork. And it's just such a pity, when the weights came out for the July, we looked at the weights and, we were like, should we run or shouldn't we? Should we rather scratch? And the decision was made, because obviously the punter's money was on him, and the decision was made to run him. But it was pretty much based on that the punter's money was on the horse, not that it's the best thing for the horse. Unfortunately for us, we knew with 60 on his back. Times have changed. Handicapping has become a big thing in South Africa, and sadly with big races like that, the best horse gets the biggest weight. And it's a very unfortunate. As time goes on from here on in, the Champions Cup will be the race for the champions, and the Durban July will be for the best weighted horse, which for me is a bit disappointing, and it's like that most places in the country. So these horses, unfortunately, will just go to every centre where there's weight for ages. So unfortunately, we will never see them in the July and races like that, because they just don't have a chance. But on saying that, just want to say thanks so much to Jack, to Helga, to John, and obviously to now Drakenstein Stud involved in him. Just thank you so much for putting faith. If they got beat today, I think I should be fired. I was actually happy to be saying fire me, because to have stock like this and not produce the winners is criminal. So these horses deserve to be in the winner's box. They look a win in the parade ring. The owners are fantastic. Bernard is just top class on this horse. So just well done to the whole team, to Cyprian, the groom. He looked after Dancer's daughter, and he's going on leave. The horse is going on leave. I am unfortunately not going on leave, but let them enjoy the win.
You know what, I just want to look back to Champion Season. You've always been a big supporter in Gold Circle country for Champion Season, and looking back at the results that you've had a tremendous last few months here in KZN.
Look, it was a big change that we all moved to Summerveld, and people don't like change. So everyone was a bit wary about it, but I can tell you Summerveld has been unbelievable. Tony Rivlin has done a fantastic job there. There's no excuses for all of us to be there and have the results that we should have. And this year, I've seen a big change with Gold Circle. Everyone's just pulling together, and I really wish them the best of luck, because they deserve it. And to Ilan on today's sponsoring such a fantastic day, just thank you very much.
Well done to yourself and your team, Justin.
Great, thank you.
Well done to winning trainer, Justin Snate. And then Justin touched on the owners who he's congratulated. John Freeman, Jack Mitchell, Drakenstein Stud, nominee Mrs. Gaynor Rupert. We got Kevin Somerville representing the stud farm today. Come through, guys, let's have a chat. Jack, let's have a chat to you first. And I've had many winning interviews with you concerning this horse, and here he's come to win another Grade 1 for you guys.
Yes, and you chatted to me in the ring beforehand, and I thought this was probably the one, and that of course I got from Justin. And of course he's a great horse, and he's now won 4 Group 1s, and hopefully he could be horse of the year. We'll see.
Tremendous joy this season. The Queen's Plate, the Met, and then he's defended his title with aplomb.
Yeah, and I actually think, if you really look at it, one of his best races he ever ran was in the Durban July. The way the weights were, I think that was one of his best races.
John, you've been around many horses throughout your long, illustrious career. This must be up there with the best.
I'm finished, absolutely finished. It's all the nerves and the expectation, and Justin finally got the measure of this horse. Of course, Cyprian, who's been a wonderful asset to him, he's calmed him down and got his nature. He's got a wonderful nature. And I agree with Jack. I think that this makes him horse of the year, and I'm looking forward to that.
Kevin, representing Drakenstein Stud, well done to Mrs. Rupert and the team.
Oh, thanks very much. Yeah, she's absolutely thrilled. She's watching overseas, and she's just so happy for the other partners in the horse, and for Justin and the whole team, and Bernard. And yeah, it's fantastic. It's a magnificent trophy, and we're absolutely thrilled.
Please give her our best.
Thanks very much, Dees. Thank you.
Talking about a magnificent trophy, now for the owners to hold it aloft. Well done to the winning owners. Again, John Freeman, Jack Mitchell, and Drakensteenstad. Nominee Mrs. Gaino Rupert. A beautiful trophy and fitting for a champion. And that champion, number 1, Futura. And the gentleman that takes care of the son of Dynasty is Cyprian, and he's been given all the accolades throughout the interview. Well done to the winning groom, Cyprian. Big thank you to the chairman, Robert Maurice, and the ambassador of KZN Racing, Mr. Bill Lambert, for coming down and assisting us with the winning presentation. And to Futura, who won this race in 2015, has come through to defend his title in fine style. A gutsy win, holding off number 3 Ice Machine. But the 2015 champion in the Champions Cup is number 1 Futura.